get in mode first. Let me get my image together real quick before we begin. But, you know, we can start while I get myself together. Today's topic is about
Could you be any slower?
sacrifice. Okay? Today's topic is about sacrifice. Now, before we begin discussing sacrificing, what do you consider a sacrifice? What in your life do you consider a sacrifice? How do you define sacrifice, okay? That's the question for today. What is considered a sacrifice? Okay, for me, my definition of sacrifice would be the things you want to do right now, but you can't do it, so you put it off for later. Meaning the fun, the things that you will want to do for the rest of your life, the things that you will want to do until you feel thrilled, exhilarated, and you're ready to cut it off and do something else. But the sacrifice comes from places of comfort. The sacrifice comes from places of happiness. All the things that you would like in your life, all the things that you would want in your life. Are you willing to let those things go in order to change the whole dynamic, change the whole outcome of your life? And you get to talking, like to others and other individuals about what they deem as a sacrifice. Hey, your answer might be different than what I say. Your answer might be different than what I think. My answer might be different than what you believe. And both of our answers might be different than what others out here in the world view as a sacrifice. Okay? But think about this on another side. We've sacrificed the things that help us succeed and get ahead for the people, friends, culture, environments, and everything around us, just to look and feel a part. Now, what does that mean? What I mean by that is, there are instances where we would like to do something. We would like to be a part of something. We would like to go here, go there, do this, do that. But look around you. What are you doing right now that is hindering your growth? Now, I compare growth to planting a seed, which is the same thing. Look at the trees in a newer built community. The trees in a new built community, they're about this big. They take them off the back of the trucks, they plant them in there, put the dirt around it, and they let it grow. You have to give things time to grow, okay? Now, you're making these sacrifices in your life. What happens when you begin to make sacrifice? Think about that. What sacrifice are you making around you so you can put a picture, put a future goal, put a future task in front of you, put a future idea, a creation, a business in front of you that others around you can't see? Understanding and knowing that a sacrifice, understanding and knowing that you creating a lane for yourself starts off with you having to focus on it by yourself, because nobody's going to see the vision while you're working through it. Now, focusing on a vision long term, focusing on something long term, even when results aren't happening right away, even when things that you believe will happen aren't happening right away. These not only challenge the ones around you, it also challenges you. Okay, I'll say that again. Sacrifice does not challenge just the people around you. It also challenges you. Now, it also challenges us. I'll say that, it challenges us. Now, what I mean by that is, you have a idea, something you want to start. You might have an investment goal that you're trying to reach. You may have a certain home, a lifestyle, just anything that you're trying to achieve. You figured out a way to get to that point. Okay? Now let me take you on a back road to where this video originated from, where it's coming from. I had a serious talk with somebody really close to me, and the talk was about being able to have a balance in your life, being more so able to work and push towards the things that you want, but also give yourself time to be with friends, family, and do things. And that is totally true. That does make sense. I think for some of us, when we get caught up in our work, we get caught up in the things that we want to do, we get to a point where all we can do is focus on the task at hand, focus on the goal at hand. So what happens is you have to have that pocket of understanding and liking where you are currently compared to where you once was. Okay, I'll give you an example. I had to sit here and give myself a reality check not too long ago. Why? Okay, the reason why is because I'm busy working. I had to sit back and stop and realize, like, you're going to upset some people around you. You're going to lose some people around you. And they could be really good people. But this is the fork in the road where you must understand and know, like, do I keep pushing towards these goals? Do I keep pushing towards this dream? Or do I take a step back and, listen to the people in my life trying to help me? Now it has to be a balance of both. And I'll leave that as an open-ended response for you to figure that out in your life, because my response is different than what you may seem as the right answer. So there are times where you get so caught up in the work, you got this tunnel vision on what you want to do. So you're working, you're hitting it, you're going as hard as possible. But on the other side is you got friends and family that want to take trips. You got friends and family that want to go here. You got different things that pop up in your life. And these can test you. These will really test you in here and in here. Now, what's your level of sacrifice? What's your level of composure? What's your level of strength, of toughness? You got to understand, nobody's going to see this vision but you. Nobody's going to understand what or why you're doing it. Nobody understands that the things you felt growing up as a kid, the things you felt growing up as a person, an individual in your life, the hardships and adversities that you went through growing up, you didn't forget those things. So you're trying to create a lifestyle, you're trying to create a place, a pocket for not only you, but for others around you. But first, you must also understand you can't help others if you can't help yourself. You can't help others unless you can help yourself. And as these things grow, I'll tell you, when I first started just being for me, I had a lot of people around me, friends and family. Bro, you changed. Bro, your lifestyle, like what you doing, you think you better than us. Oh, you over there laughing it up with those bougie people. You over here doing this and that. And you can get caught up in those things where it make you lash out. And sometimes it'll make you even shy away from your light. Don't shy away from your light. Do not shy away from the things that is changing your life, because you found your gift. You found the thing, the pocket that you felt you needed in order to grow and succeed. You got to also understand, because people don't shed light upon your dreams and goals, they cast a darkness over it. And the last time I checked, when you plant a tree, when you plant a seed, the number one thing it needs is time, support, and light. You got people around you that don't give you time. You got people around you that don't give you support. You got people around you that don't shed light upon the things you're doing. It'll kill your dreams slowly but surely. It'll kill your dreams slowly but surely. But on the flip side, you pushing towards these goals and dreams, you're making this sacrifice. There are pockets where you will question yourself. Like, am I really tripping? Are the things that I'm doing really pushing people away? I had somebody real close to me tell me the other day, bro, you pushing people away. You pushing people away. Right now, that may be the case. Right now, that may be the case. Yes, I'm pushing people away. but it's not on purpose. It's because I'm focused here and everybody else focuses on something else. My focus is on something that can change our lives forever. And when it does change our life, or when it do change our life forever, we don't ever got to come back down to a certain way or certain standard of living. What are the things that you're going through in your life? I mean, I would like to know. If you have some time, drop it in the comment section. Let me know. Please let me know. I would love to hear your side. Like, I go even into more depth. Like, there are pockets, there are times where, I mean, now currently, I'm in a relationship, okay? And sometimes my girl, she wants to do different things. She wants to go and try different things. And the thing is, it's a healthy balance, because you see the different things out here in the world that you could be a part of. But you also understand on the other side, you need currency, you need resources, you need assets to really live the life that you really want. That's why the sacrifice, it isn't just friends and family. The sacrifice is shutting your phone off for a couple of days, shutting your phone off, not watching TV. Like, there's different levels of sacrifice, and certain people get what they want because of the extremes that they'll put themselves through to show not only themselves, but their friends and family, but the universe, God, whoever. This is what I really want. And I'm going to keep working at it and keep going until I really get it. Nobody's going to understand. The reason my level of composure is this way now is because there was a time where I went to go play college basketball. The same groups of friends and family around me during that time, a lot of them didn't understand, like, bro, I just don't get why you're going to Kansas to play ball. There are certain realms that we live in, certain realms that some of us live in, where we can't see outside of that box that we live in. And I was very fortunate enough to travel the country at 17 years old. At 17 years old, I got on my first Greyhound and went 2,000 miles out of the city that I was raised in. 2,000 miles away from home is just me, my backpack, and the tools, the resources that I built over the years put me into this position. Follow what I'm saying. Think about that. The things you do right now is going to propel you in the future to where you want to go, all because you made the sacrifices. Kev, what were the sacrifices? Okay, I'll tell you what were some of the sacrifices in my life during that time. All I did was play ball. All I did was play ball. Okay, all I did was play ball. All I did was play ball. When I say play basketball, from sun up to sundown, the whole summer, from 6 in the morning to 8 at night, was basketball. During the school year, all I talked about was basketball. Every day, watching basketball. All these things was just straight basketball. It was so crazy to the point where if I'm outside with women and I'm talking to women, I couldn't even talk about anything but basketball. And these are the things that now I understand, like, maybe you needed a healthy balance between basketball and friends and family life. But when you have a vision and you're so adamant and so determined to achieve these goals, you can get lost in the whirlwind. You can get lost in that pocket of just wanting to succeed and succeed and succeed. But I will say this, when you get to certain pockets, you'll get to where you're supposed to get to and not even realize. You already set the table up. You've already set the play up to win. You've already set the table and the play up to win. Give yourself some time. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. And that's the pocket where I have to understand and know, like, I can't rush these things. I can't speed these things up. My girl the other night, she told me, she was like, look around, yo. You was just explaining how, okay, for those of you who don't know, there might have been a time where, like, for those of you watching this video, you came out of a struggle situation. Look at where you are currently. Look at the people you got out of your life. You might have just got out of a bad relationship. Now, these relationships don't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife. They could be just work, jobs, business deals, partners, whatever. You got out of that. Remember that for where you are currently. And just think back, like, I was in that position. So what's the sacrifice? The sacrifice there was you branched away from people that you knew was bad for you. But you did the hard part of just leaving. You did the hard part of just leaving, okay? You did the hard part of leaving. Now, leaving a comfortable situation, and comfort don't always mean good. You can be in a comfortable situation. You can be in a comfortable situation and it be the worst thing for you, but you're comfortable. You like it. There are a lot of people who are scared to take the next step. There are a lot of people who are in fear to take that next step because everybody's not taking that step with them. It's almost as if like you're walking out onto a stage. You can stand on stage with 10, 15 other people around you. But when it's time for you to step onto the stage by yourself, you're looking around, seeing if anybody gonna come with you. There are some places in your life where you gotta go alone. That's just how I go. There are some places in your life, if you really want to win, if you really want to succeed, if you really want to grow, prosper, you gotta go alone. Do not be afraid to go alone. Do not be afraid to make those sacrifices. The ones who really care about you, the ones who really love you and have real, genuine compassion about you, they're going to be there. They are going to be there when you come back. They're going to be there when you return. They're going to check up on you. They're going to make sure you're doing the right things. They're going to make sure you're there. They're going to make sure you're okay. And on the other side, you got to make sure you're doing the same thing. Like as I go through this video, there are pockets and pieces where I need to work on these things myself. Like I say, for instance, I got some friends and family. Even my girl that I'm with now, she would tell me like, yo, you gotta reach out. You gotta still be supportive. You gotta still do things that others do, because they don't all got the same vision as what you got. And this is the balance you gotta have in your life. Being able to take criticism, but also being able to see it from others' perspectives. That's also how you grow. Because everybody can't or everybody won't do it like how you do it. For example, I'm in a little studio room. It's not much, but it's better than sleeping in my car. It's better than sleeping on my sister's couch or my sister's floor. It's better than hopping from home to home, asking different friends, asking different girls, can I stay there? Can I stay here? Can I do this? It's better than that. You get to a point now, you start finding yourself. It's easy to get the things. It's harder to keep them. But what happens when you have more things to keep? Your circle gets smaller. You have to tighten the ship up a little bit. Just got to keep going. What is your level of sacrifice, though? What is your level of sacrifice? What do you call sacrifice? How do you view sacrifice? Are you willing to walk away from a relationship for a bigger goal? How about if she's a good person? How about if he is a good person? How about if they're a good group of friends, but they're not moving in the same direction as you? That's a tough question right there. And I'll let you know, it's a lot of people who can't. I'm telling you, it's a lot of people who can't. I know this to be true. I take it back to college, and a lot of my experiences I learned in college show me that, hey, this is a real world out here. Real world hits. A lot of times, like, I get friends, family, it's people around me that I'm cool with. They're like, bro, you always say that. Jump out here in the real world by yourself. I've made the sacrifice to get away from home. I branched away from home. I'm 28 years old now. I left home when I was 17. And out of those, that's 10 years, 11 years. I've probably been home in the span of 2, 3 years, where I was just here. Most of the time, I was always out in the world trying to find myself, trying to do different things. Leave your city, leave your town, go live in a whole nother city and state. You're going to see people carry themselves differently than you. Now you start picking up different ideas, start looking at different things. So now you come back with this knowledge, this information, these resources to your family, to your friends, to your community who didn't leave, who didn't branch off. This is what I learned. This is another step of sacrifice. You now present these ideas, you now present things to your friends and family. They're not seeing it the way you see it. What are you going to do now? Shut it all down because everybody not moving with you? Remember that stage I was talking about? Take that next step. As you learn to grow bigger and bigger and bigger out here in this world, you're going to start finding yourself alone on these journeys, because the level of freedom you want for your life is not the same as everybody else's. But this isn't a all of y'all wasn't here, all of y'all wasn't around. Their dreams and goals and vision is just not the same as yours. They just don't view it and see it like you do. So keep pushing. Keep going towards what you want. Promise you it'll work out. Promise you it'll work out. So the question for today, what is sacrifice? What is sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up to move towards this next goal in your life? I'm telling you, these things aren't easy. These things are not easy. This lifestyle that you're longing for, that you want, is not easy. Go out there and ask some of the people who made it successful the amount of sacrifice you had to make just so everyone around you can live comfortably. There's going to be times where you're challenged. Your friends, your family, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, if you got kids, different people are going to challenge you. If it's what you want, don't fold. Also learn to keep that balance with friends and family, relationships, but don't fold. If you got a vision, if you see it, this is where your faith gets tried. This is where faith, the waters, to shake the boat. Like, no, keep it pushing, keep it going, move forward if that's what you want. Because when you finally do get to emerge and step out and have that goal or that dream, it's going to be worth it. There are times when I'm around different people and I just sit back. We could be in the car, we could be at a restaurant, and I just relax. You okay? Have you good? You just got to stay quiet sometimes, because you get to the point of sharing those ideas. You get to the point of sharing those dreams and goals. And there are times where people get tired of you talking about that. I know that firsthand. They roll their eyes or they be like, bruh, can we please stop talking about this, please? Can we just not talk about that today? And sometimes it may piss you off. But you got to understand, this isn't a cut them off, forget them type of thing. You got to understand, this is your world, your vision, your goal, your dream. Pick up your load and keep going. Others are rooting for you, just not the way you would want them to, if that makes sense. Think about that. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, let me know what y'all think in the videos, and let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Okay, that's really a lot to think about. But hey, Quiet Minds YouTube channel.